2013. I would like to invite Eva now back here to tell you what's happened in the last 3 years. Eva, please come to the floor. And she is an interactor.
I came to your district assembly with the Youth Speaks team and spoke to you about polio eradication. I wonder how many of you remember us. I gather Rotarians sometimes have difficulty in remembering things. Where they put their glasses or car keys. So, for those that were not there, and those that have forgotten, let's practice the hand signals you were shown by the team in 2013. We said that you were this close to eliminating polio. We asked you to carry on and close the gap. Okay? Let's do that together. You were this close to eliminating polio. Let's carry on and close the gap. Okay? So, why were we talking about the eradication of polio in 2013? To remind you that Rotary took up the huge challenge over 30 years ago of eradicating polio from the world by 2018, which is now just 2 years away. Why is it important for Rotary to succeed? Because polio is a disease that can spread quickly and easily, a disease that can cripple and kill, a disease that has affected thousands of children worldwide for at least 6,000 years, since the times of the Egyptians. There is no treatment for polio other than management once it strikes, and the virus has to be totally eliminated if polio is to be eradicated. The only way for the polio virus to be eradicated is for every child worldwide under the age of 15 to be immunised against the disease. That was your challenge, and not an easy one. So what needed to happen? A vaccine needed to be found, people with skills able to administer the vaccine, and of course, without finance, the project could not be put in place. So what has been done? Since 1985, Rotary has led the way with the Polio Plus programme and worked together with the World Health Organisation, UNICEF, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to end polio now. And what have you all achieved? Since 1988, there are about 1,000 cases of polio reported daily. Since I talked to you in 2013, there were 416 new cases of polio reported. In 2014, just 359. In 2015, only 74. And by the end of last week, there were just 10 new cases of polio reported since the beginning of the year. A reduction of 60% over the same period last year. 8 in Pakistan and 2 in Afghanistan. No cases have been reported in Nigeria since 2014, which means that Nigeria is no longer listed as a polio endemic. There are now no cases at all in any of the 6 non-endemic countries that reported cases in 2014, and India and Africa have been declared completely polio-free. So, Rotarians, you are to be congratulated, but can you afford to stop and reflect on this great success? I'm afraid not. The gap is still not quite closed. You are this close to success, and you cannot stop until the gap is completely closed. All your success in defeating polio so far is as a result of effective immunisation. It is Rotary that talks to disenfranchised local leaders in faraway remote places to ensure that vaccination teams can try and reach every last child. It is Rotary that talks to governments to ensure their commitment and help to finance the project. It is Rotary that helps finance the training of health workers and gets the vaccine to remote areas. Remember, there is no treatment for this illness. All doctors can do is manage complications and help mobilise children with paralysis. So it is essential that the vaccination programme does not stop. It must continue for at least 4 years after the last case is reported, else it could recur. Think what would happen if you stop now and the last 30 years' efforts were wasted. Think how awful it would be to see children suffering from this dreadful disease when you have almost eliminated it. You may be saying to yourselves, what can I do? How can I help? Well, few of us are able to travel the world and administer injections. Training qualified health workers to do this is costly, and the costs associated with this disease continue to increase. The way that you can all help is to continue to raise funds to eradicate this disease. And remember, every donation you make will be matched 2 to 1 by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation until 2018. When I spoke to you in 2013, you listened. Through Within Dairy Pint for Change Challenge, you have reduced the number of polio cases throughout the world significantly by your efforts. Be proud of your achievements, but remember there is still work to do to beat polio and eradicate it completely from the world. Now in 2016, I would like to end by thanking you as I did in 2013 on behalf of all the young people worldwide who have not contracted polio since 1988 because of your efforts. Please do not give up until polio is completely eradicated. And after you have eradicated polio, the young people of the world will continue to need you and your efforts to improve children's lives through Rotary. Rotary is now this close to eliminating polio. Please continue to close the gap to end polio now. Thank you.
Eva, that was powerful. You did allude to forgetfulness amongst our Rotarians. Now that, what you heard then, was the equivalent of a standing ovation, because many of them can't stand anyway. Eva, thank you very much for what you've done. Thank you for what you've done for Rotary. Brilliant. Another round of applause, please. We are this close to ending polio, and it could be this coming year that we see the very last case. Your year, the year where we're saying Rotary serving humanity. I just thanked Eva for what she's done for Rotary. Youth speaks, and that's how we identify